Hello everyone, we are Team Spiderweb and today we are excited to walk you through a project where we configured a web server on Linux and set up a domain. In this presentation, we will cover everything from how a server responds to requests to configuring Apache and setting up domain. Let's get started with the basis of server request response interactions and how to initiate a connection between a client and a server. Server request and response. To understand the role of a web server, let's start with a simple example. When a user visits a website, their browser sends a request to the server hosting the website. The server responds with HTTP headers. These headers contain important metadata such as the HTTP version used, the status code indicating the outcome of the request, content type, and more. To simulate this process in Linux, we use the command wget or curl. Getting the HTML page. By running the command wget https www.google.com, we essentially ask the server to send us the HTML file of Google's homepage. This file is downloaded to our local system. Once downloaded, we can open it using any text editor or web browser to examine the structure of HTML. Starting the server. Next, let's talk about the starting a web server on our local machine. We are using Apache, one of the most widely used web servers globally. To start the server, we use the command sudo systemctl start apache 2. This launches Apache, make it ready to serve requests from clients. To ensure that the server is running properly, we can use the command sudo systemctl status apache 2. This shows us whether the server is active, any issues that may have occurred during startup, and how long it has been running. This status check is essential because it allows us to troubleshoot any potential problems before we move forward. Copying website files. Once the server is running, the next step is to prepare our website files. We copy them to Apache's webroot directory located at /var/www/html. This is where Apache expects the website files to be stored and served from. After the files are in place, we need to make sure that the necessary network configurations are correct. Especially, we configure ports 80 for HTTP and 443 for HTTPS. Configuring these ports ensures the users on the same network can access the site through a browser. Now we can access to our website with any device in the same network by the IP address of the host device. Configuring domain. Now that our website files are in place, let's talk about domain configuration. We are setting up a virtual host for our domain spidersite.com on an Apache server. Setting domain name. We replace the default local host address, which is 127.0.0.1, with our custom domain name. Setting up a virtual host is crucial for handling multiple domain names on a single server. In our case, it allows spidersite.com to be served from the same machine that may also serve the websites. This type of configuration is what makes shared hosting possible, where many domains can be hosted on a single server. Apache domain configuration. The configuration of Apache for spidersite.com is done through a virtual host directive which listens on port 80 for HTTP traffic. The document root is set to /var/www/html where our website's files are stored. This tells Apache to serve the website files from this directory when someone visits spidersite.com, but it will be only accessible via host device. Accessing the website. After the domain configuration is complete, we can access our website by typing spidersite.com into any web browser. This is the final step in our server setup. Now, when anyone tries to visit spidersite.com, Apache will serve the file. In conclusion, we have walked through the essential steps to set up a web server on a Linux machine using Apache, from handling HTTP requests to configure a domain. The ability to configure a server is a vital skill for anyone working in web development or system. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you gained a better understanding of how web servers operate. Lastly, special thanks to our team members Yousuf, Hasan, Sifat, Jarifa, Tasnim, and Fairoze, Oishy, and myself, Masum, Billah, for their contributions to this project.